Dobre utro. I learned good morning in Russian. Dobre utro. Good morning. God morgen, guten Tag. Buenos dias. Bonjour. Ni hao ma. O genki desu ka. Namaste. Namaskaram. Chapter 2. The sun is not ours. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. The sun is the one-eyed man and is able to rule the earth because humanity is blind to the truth. Long ago, Lucifer commanded Jupiter to destroy the earth. However, Jupiter failed, and Lucifer determined that if he was ever going to eradicate humanity, he first needed to remodel the universe. Around 4350 BCE, he had Jupiter create a sun, the sun, who together with his father destroyed our original energy source, which the sun replaced in its stead. Spirit told me, Lucifer sent Jupiter down to earth to destroy it, but he failed. The sun is Jupiter's, not ours. Ours was gentle energy, and Jupiter took a thunderbolt from the sun and destroyed it. Armed with that information, the Freemason boast that some of the biggest secrets are hidden in plain sight begins to gain clarity. The Bible tells us that God brought light to the world by shining his truth on the people. The gross darkness, which had for so many years covered the Gentile world, was removed when God sent forth his light and truth. And multitudes who were darkness itself were made light in the world. However, the Bible's authors were covertly paying homage to their God, a composite of Lucifer, Jupiter, and the sun. See, this is dialing into why you need to leave your church, leave your mosque, leave your synagogue. The God of this world is the true evil, and we only have the fruits of his labors to see. Is your world perfect? Is your world full of unconditional love? Keep going to your churches then. Can't stand evil people who are purveyors of darkness and lies. Furthermore, that's right, the Bible's authors were covertly paying homage to their God, a composite of Lucifer, Jupiter, and the sun. Furthermore, humanity was living in heaven on earth before the demonic trinity caused the darkness and replaced the light with its own, and the multitudes have been held suspended in darkness ever since. Greta Thunberg, a disinformation agent for the elite who poses as part of the anti-global warming movement, knows the truth. She has been photographed mimicking the sun by making a circle over her eye with her finger and thumb, a parody which many other elite have also been seen to perform, including Catholicism's Pope Francis. When Jupiter careened into our atmosphere around 4800 BCE, it caused a huge flood, killing millions of people. Several centuries later, around 4350 BCE, which the ancients called the end of a world age, saw the destruction of our original energy source. Various cultures, including the Indians, Iranians, and Chinese, recorded that in their regions, the sun did not set for 10 days, whilst in Mesopotamia, the ancients recorded that 2 suns had blazed in the sky. Scientists allege the second sun was a star called Vela, which Jupiter had caused to go supernova. However, the supernova was the destruction of our original energy source. The author, Richard W. Nguyen, wrote that the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt commemorates the supernova as it focuses on the same spot where it occurred. In all probability, the structure likely focuses on the region where our original energy source once was. However, the primary purpose of the Giza pyramid is to work in tandem with the sun to begin the destruction of Earth's habitat in 2025, as it previously assisted in the destruction of the habitat of Mars. Geologists have noted the present Martian landscape is less than 10,000 years old, judging from the lack of eroded rocks despite violent Martian sandstorms. The Giza pyramid is part of a complex of structures created around 3000 BC and includes other pyramids and the Sphinx. The latter already existed but was altered at that time and given its name, which means to strangle or to close a circle tightly. The American archaeologist Mark Leonard said, some parts of the Giza complex, the Sphinx included, make up a vast sacred machine designed to harness the power of the sun to sustain earthly and divine order. However, the order belongs to the demonic trinity, which intends to eradicate humanity and take ownership of its land. In 2000 BCE, after the destruction of Mars habitat and the deaths of its inhabitants, the demonic trinity, the God of your Bible, of your Quran, was able to take control of your Torah, of our universe. The demonic trinity was able to take control of our universe. Spirit confirmed this, saying, the universe was made 4,000 years ago and was stained with a particular pigment. The pigment which stained the universe being the blood of the murdered. Ancient historians from across the world recorded that after a series of celestial cataclysms for several years, a sticky red dust showered the earth. Furthermore, Spirit also said it is true in our deepest philosophies that blood is turned to stone. Mars received its alias, the red planet, not in reference to the color of its soil, but rather after people on Earth had witnessed it burn for a number of years, such as ancient Chinese astronomers who called it the fiery planet. Furthermore, fragments of Mars found on Earth show it blackened like coal, whereas similar fragments from Earth's moon display a myriad of light colors. Bode's law asserts that there should be a planet between Mars and Jupiter, where our asteroid belt can now be found. Perhaps those debris once formed our original energy source, the destruction of which provided Jupiter and his sun, the sun, a clear field of attack to turn Mars to ruins. The professor of physics and astronomy at Brigham Young University in Utah, Robert W. Bass, wrote when attempting to fit the physics of Bode's law with Isaac Newton's theoretical laws of motion, the observed resonant structure of the solar system can be understood dynamically as the inevitable result of resonant perturbational evolution. The word perturbational means the disturbance of a celestial body's motion caused by an outside influence. However, the resonance of our universe is not the result of evolution, but the work of the demonic trinity. Furthermore, archaeological evidence does not support Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, and even he later admitted reservations about it. The authors of the Bible, as well as many people who recorded ancient history, related the tale that a number of foreign beings once came to earth and mated with humans. The biblical authors called them the fallen angels and the Nephilim, meaning those who had come down are the fallen ones, and wrote that they descended on the summit Mount Hermon, which straddles the border between present-day Syria and Lebanon, just north of the biblical land of Israel. The Sumerians, however, wrote that the visitors, whom they called the Anunnaki, arrived not on Mount Hermon, but in Sumer, in southern Mesopotamia, present-day Iraq. Evidence seems to corroborate the latter claim, given that Sumer's inhabitants had ancestry from nowhere else, and that the region's establishment appears to have been ready-made. That's right. There seems to be no evidence of an infant Sumer. It just appeared with unusual state of civilization. Yes, I'm gonna conclude. This chapter is obviously not through, but this is very exciting. I want to conclude this particular video to set the tone for the future videos to come, because before we expand the powers of our mind and thus enter into the realms of magic, we must have a foundation of a consensual reality in this journey together. And our consensual reality has been proven through the Decoding the Hive Mind series that I did earlier, that this is all lies that we've been given. And furthermore, the most easy analogy to understand with the digital matrix, the 3D digital matrix, we know that's a irreality. That's not reality. That's nothing but a slave enslavement system. So where this says right here, there seems to be no evidence of an infant Sumer. It just appeared with unusual state of civilization. Now, if you know me and if you've watched my videos, I've alluded and I've stated several times that from my intellectual context and development, that there was, speaking in an allegory, life before I read The 12th Planet by Zecharia Sitchin. There was intellectual life prior to reading The 12th Planet from Zecharia Sitchin, and then there was life, intellectual life after, post reading The 12th Planet by Zecharia Sitchin. And the reason why I say that is because that very last statement that I read from this document stated there was no infant Sumer. And so what I learned more than anything else, the takeaway from the book, The 12th Planet from Zecharia Sitchin, is Sumeria. And this is in all because you have alternative news, you have lame, mainstream news, and it's the same way in the world of archaeology, in the world of science. You have all the staid, paid academic, researchers and archaeologists and professors who are more concerned about their paycheck rather than giving the truth. And the truth is what rocks the establishment. When you have the established truth, the established narrative, there's a vested interest in keeping that information sacrosanct and irreproachable. So anyway, but that being said, even the system archaeologists, even the ones that are making their living by giving the right message, the party line, so to speak, even they in their archaeological works show that Sumeria came about on an archaeological timeline, on a timeline of existence. Let's say there's a flat line of human technology and human development, and including human culture, things like burial rites, agriculture, monetary systems, certainly anything more elevated, like architecture, but also these advanced knowledges of like mathematics and knowledge of the heavens, and then in the artwork itself, not to mention the cuneiform tablets where it was just written straight out. There's no precedent for Sumeria on an archaeological timeline. If human development and everything was, say, a flat line, and then you come to Sumer, all of a sudden it's vertical, like everything, like it's like just everything that involves civilization spring forth in an instant. And that's not the way that anything post that came about, because there's always like a buildup, there's always precedent. oh, well, this led to this development, the Bronze Age. They figured out how to add this metal alloy, and then it became the Iron Age. You see what I'm saying? So even there's no, in the world science and the world academic literature concerning Sumeria, it just came forth as if by magic. You see where I'm going with this? You see why your minds have been occluded, OCCLUDED. I'll leave it at that. Start to wipe it from your eyes and wake up. So I'm going to hold off on this video. I just woke up, but I wanted to get this video out and read a little bit more from that document and just rock some worlds, really. Namaste, namaskaram.